This is my 29th and a half year in some sort of school system. I have actually had several positions within school systems. I started out as a substitute teacher in Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi of all places, and learned a lot very quickly. Moved from Mississippi to Japan, Misawa, Japan Air Force Base, and I taught a 3rd and 4th grade combination class for 3 years. That was an exciting experience. Kids from all over the states and other countries, as a matter of fact. Moved from Japan to Louisiana, and I taught. The only opening, special education opening they had at that time was for an itinerant teacher of visually impaired. I didn't have my certification for that area, so I started a program for that, and along the way I got my master's as well in Louisiana State University. I taught, let me think, about 8 years, exactly 8 years, as an itinerant teacher of visually impaired students, K through 12, which was again a learning experience. Really started missing the 4 seasons that we had here in Indiana, so we moved back to Indiana. And again, I was a teacher of visually impaired itinerant in 4 counties for Northeast Indiana Co-op. 3 years I worked as itinerant teacher, and in that 4th year, the director at that time, when he retired, one of the assistant directors became director, and since I had my administrative certification, I didn't think I was going to use that. I was hired at that time assistant director for those 4 counties, and boy, that was another learning curve. And all of those things that I thought, if I were in charge, this is what I would do. I tried. I tried to incorporate those things. But working with 4 counties, working with 12 school districts is pretty tough. The special services director's position came open 7 years ago here at Whitko. So I was in my 7th and a half year, going on 8th year at Northeast Co-op. I was very interested in becoming a director of a single district. I applied and was extremely excited that I was hired at that time. 7 years here at Whitko, and I'm ready for retirement. There's a lot of fond memories. I think that the one that is really going to stand out, I'm very excited about our community-based instruction program that we've started over the past couple of years. I think this is the 3rd year we've kind of gone in full force. But I actually had gone over to Warsaw YMCA pool, where I think the elementary and middle school kids were there on that day. And one of the students who was participating at that time, I had never ever seen her out of her wheelchair, out of her stander, and there she was in the pool all by herself. She had one of those noodles wrapped around her, and there she was all by herself, just floating and looking like any other kid and doing those things that every other kid was doing, which was a really, really great moment, a really great I'm glad I was able to witness that. That was great. The first thing that comes to my mind, and I was working on it just this morning, would be our IEP computerized system. It's great when it's working. It's great when you know what to do with it when it's working. But it's been glitchy for whatever reason over the 7 years that I've been here. And never mind that it's changed 3 times since I've been here. Every time something new like that has come up, it's just gearing up for it, making sure staff are comfortable with it, trying our best just to say it's all going to work, and do your best with it. I think that was the biggest nightmare, is trying to figure that out over the years. I am going to, well, I just need to share that last year one of our speech therapists from Whitko, she's been here for years and years and years. I don't know exactly how many years Sue Mulligan was here, but she came to a function last week, and that's what I asked her, is that what should I do on that first day of retirement? And she said, anything you want to, whenever time that you want to do it. I think I'm going to take advantage of that at first. So just knowing that I can do that, I think, is what I'm going to take advantage of. And then my husband and I are going to do a lot of outdoor adventures. We're going to move to Colorado, hopefully in the mountains. And so a lot of what we do day to day is going to revolve around that. I would advise her to get to know everyone, listen to how things are working, and try to find those areas that work well. It's probably going to be obvious areas that are difficult, but to really get a feel for Whitko's culture and community, and then enjoy.